Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode of In the Locker Room. I'm your host, Jacob Homan, and here I am sitting today with Tom Santaniello, returning special guest, and Mike Olson. Thank you guys for joining on the show today.
Yep.
Great.
Thanks for having us.
This month of April is actually quite exciting in the sports world. We have a lot of stuff going on. The NBA playoffs coming up, the NHL playoffs, actually baseball just began, so that's running back up again. WNBA draft, and the NFL draft. So a lot of, actually the Masters too, so a lot of professional events going on around this world right now. But first, like I said, I want to talk about baseball because that's actually, as of yesterday, we could, clarify the first week of baseball is set, and I think it's worth talking about. Who do you feel right now is, standing out, who's underperforming, who's exceeding or performing their expectations? I'll start with you, Mike. So who do you think right now is a sleeper, I guess, or, whatever. Go ahead.
Who's underachieving, overachieving?
Yeah. Give your two picks.
So here, I'll start off with the negatives. My underachieving team's got to be the Boston Red Sox. They were my pick to go back to back, but they've started off, I believe.
They still can, obviously.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. But it's a little slow start. I believe they're 2-5.
2-6.
2-6.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, but especially their starting pitching has not looked very good at all. They've been letting it up. They've been giving up a lot of runs, so that's got to be a big area of concern. But once again, 162 games. Baseball's a long season. They have plenty of time to turn it around. So absolutely not hitting the panic button, but worth noting.
Definitely. Who do you think is looking good there now, though?
Definitely, I'd go with the Phillies, but even more specific, Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
Signed that big money deal, and so far he's lived up to it. I mean, he came out, and when he went back to Washington for the first time, the Boo Birds were out. They were giving him everything, and then that bat flip. That says it all. He's came to Philly to ball, and Philly loves him, and they're doing well.
He's got a good supporting crew around him for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And what do you take, Mike?
Yeah,
or not Mike. I'm sorry, Tom.
Yeah, thanks. Bryce is definitely a Philly type of guy. You think he's got that personality where he's got that edge to him. He
was actually at the Sixers game last night, hanging out with Carson Wentz and Reese Coskins. So
was he the one that broke up that fight, or was that Stephen A?
That's a little unknown right now, but
it's up in the air. Yeah, nothing confirmed.
So my team to watch moving forward is actually the Minnesota Twins. Toward the back half of last season, you saw that all that young talent they've been acquiring over the years, it was starting to build up and accumulate, and now they're taking that next step that if you turn on the TV toward the last year, that a lot of analysts and insiders thought they were going to take. So, which is good to see because there's that 1-2 year stretch where the Twins are irrelevant.
Yeah.
They just weren't. For a franchise that had a lot of good players come through there, like Joe Mauer, Rod Carew, guys like that, it's good to see them back.
Yeah.
The Yankees are disappointing right now, but I still think that when they get healthy, they should be World Series favorites. That middle of the lineup, I don't think of any pitching staff that wants to face that in a 7-game series.
Yeah.
Stanton and Judge are a problem. Voigt's hitting the you-know-what out of the ball. Torres, Andujar, Hicks, they're a problem. When they get healthy, they're going to get Severino back. They're going to get a Hicks. They're going to get all those guys that they're missing, and they're going to be the Bronx Bombers again, and the chase for 28 is going to be on.
Yeah, I actually like my pick, though. I am a Phillies fan, so I'm not going to say the Phillies, but I actually think right now a team, the Brewers, they made the playoffs last year, but right now they're the second best team in the league with 6-1 record. And Christian Yelich, he won the NL MVP last year, and I will not be surprised if he wins it again this year. He is that good, and I have that much faith in the Milwaukee Brewers program. I think they will definitely be one of the top teams in this coming season.
Right, they're one of those teams that looked like they were on the cusp last year.
Yeah, they made the wild card, actually, because I think that's right. The Cubs won that division, so they didn't get the division, but they still won the wild card. They did play well in the playoffs. They did beat the Cubs. That's right.
Disappointing teams, the Cubs.
Yeah, another team.
Good segue right there. Yeah.
The Cubs got me worried. Joe Madden's got to figure it out. He's got too much talent there for them to start off 1-5 or whatever it was.
Yeah. Let's say moving on though. The NBA free agency is going to be one of the hottest free agency we will have in this coming summer. Players like Kawhi Leonard, Jimmy Butler, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Kemba Walker, Tobias Harris, a lot of big names on the market this coming summer. Who do you expect to see on the move, or who do you want to see on the move? I'll start with you, Tom.
For the sake of basketball, I can't wait, and I really hope that all these rumors about KD are true. I want him out of the Bay.
I think everybody does. To be
anywhere
honest.
but Golden State.
Yeah.
He could go to the Rockets and make another super team there, just not the Warriors. So I'm really looking to see him get out of there.
Yeah.
For his own sake, I want to see Kemba get out of Charlotte. Kemba's one of the best players in the league. He's one of the best point guards. But since he's on the Hornets, it's kind of like that situation with Anthony Davis. These guys are superstars. I mean, Kemba not as much, but Kemba's a stud.
It's like Devin Booker on the Suns too, to be honest. They're the same kind of player.
Unless you're the Rockets, the Thunder, the Blazers, the Warriors, one of those teams with like a top tier point guard.
Yeah.
There's not too many teams in the NBA that wouldn't want Kemba Walker. I would like to see him get out of Charlotte and give himself an actual chance to win a championship.
I think I agree with you 100%. I actually have heard the rumors about him going to Dallas, the Mavericks. Do you think that'd be a good fit for him?
That'd be interesting.
Teaming up with
him, Doncic, and Porzingis.
Yeah.
I mean, Porzingis has got his own off-the-court affairs to handle, but if he can get through that and this turns out to just be another person speaking out and it's untrue, the Mavericks, if that would be a really good, solid young core for the Mavericks.
That would be. Yeah.
That would be Mark Cuban getting his team back to where they were when they had that 2-3 year stretch where it was Dirk, Jason Kidd, JJ Barea, where they were like perennial contenders in the West.
Yep. And what do you think about that, Mike?
Yeah, I gotta agree with. I think that we're gonna be seeing Kevin Durant on the move. There's some scuffles earlier on in the season with Draymond Green, and I think that it's just time for him to move on. I think it would be better for the Warriors, better for him. Where he's going, I really don't know. I think there's a good chance that the Knicks might actually make a stab at him. They're going to be a team to watch. Obviously, they have a good chance of getting that first pick.
Yep.
So
that's going to be a lot of
I wonder who they're going to go with. I mean, it's an important factor to
Pretty
consider. Zion, he's a rookie, but he probably won't be playing like a rookie next year.
Yeah.
So
he might be like LeBron. Like, everybody wants to come play with LeBron.
Exactly.
Like, when if Zion goes to the Knicks, is that going to make Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving like, oh,
it's pretty wild to think about
with this freakish athlete, and
he hasn't played a minute in the NBA, and he's already a force to be reckoned with. He's feared in the NBA already, so I think that'll be interesting.
I actually think I do agree with you, Kevin Durant. I think he will be on the move. I think the end of the Warriors dynasty will actually be coming to an end shortly. If they don't win this year, I could see them not winning it this year. Be kind of different, but yeah, going forward, Klay Thompson, he'll probably stay with Golden State, and I don't know. It'll be definitely interesting though, because like you said, Kyrie and KD are probably the two biggest names, and Kawhi. I forgot about Kawhi too.
Well, I don't think Kawhi should leave. I think that Toronto is the perfect market for his personality.
Yeah.
Because they're a big market, and Toronto's a big deal. But compared to the other markets out there, LA, New York, he's not going to have to deal with all the bright lights, so to speak. And I think Toronto's a good fit for him. Like the way that team plays, and you saw they're a top 3 seed in the East right now, something like that.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I think the Raptors are a good fit for Kawhi. I think that people are going to say he's going out to LA to play with the Clippers, but I think the Raptors are the best fit for him and what he wants to do for the rest of his career.
You're saying like what? It's like too big of a city for him, and out there in LA.
He's a soft-spoken guy. That's kind of the thing that. Yeah. That's why the whole thing with his quad and the Spurs caught everyone so off guard. Because, do you know what he sounds like? I mean,
exactly. He doesn't talk much.
He doesn't talk much.
Very, very quiet.
That laugh is all over ESPN.
Yeah.
But
that's probably what keeps him from talking, so he doesn't get mocked over the internet.
Poor guy. Yeah.
Right. But no, I think Toronto's a big market, but it's not that overwhelming New York, LA type of market. So I think that the Raptors, like I've said a couple times now, the Raptors are the team that I think Kawhi will have the most success personally and on the basketball court.
All right. Well, we got a couple minutes here left, so I want to just shoot you guys quick. MVP, Rookie of the Year, and Most Improved Player of the Year, because the NBA season is coming to a close this next week or two. 5 or 6 games left for each team in the regular season. So it's. Who do you think, or who's your Rookie of the Year? Who's your MVP and Most Improved? So I'll start with you.
MVP, it's a 2-horse race right now, but I think that Giannis is doing enough to set himself apart. Because sometimes Harden will have one of those nights where he goes 2 for 13 for 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
People will question his defense, his effort, stuff like that. That's never Giannis. Giannis goes out and balls every night. I think Shaq the other day said that Giannis is better than I was at age 24, and the numbers prove it.
They do.
If you're in the same class as Shaq, I don't know how you don't get that MVP.
Yeah.
And he's leading there's a lot of things that happen. Mike Budenholzer, the whole rebuild with the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
But Giannis is really stepping into his own, and he's that superstar that everyone thought he would. He's starting to shoot the ball more consistently.
Mm-hmm.
When he becomes a knockdown shooter, which I think he will be, he's going to be the most unguardable player in the NBA. And we're starting to see that now, especially on this back half of the season. He's my MVP. I don't think that's too hard of a decision for me.
Mm-mm.
Rookie of the Year is interesting because for the first half of the season, it was Doncic by himself. But now the question is, has Trae Young done enough to catch up and take that lead? I don't think he has, especially because Doncic continues to play so well.
It's worth noting, definitely.
It's definitely worth noting. Those two are gonna be like the ones that carry the NBA into the next.
It's almost like they're the only two rookies playing this year because they're all talked about.
That's really all there is. I mean, even no one talks about him. DeAndre Ayton's got 20 and 10 or something like that in Phoenix, so
and
they're gonna be.
Bagley got injured, so it's fortunate, but
right. And then most improved. A lot of people, trendy pick is Pascal Siakam with the Raptors.
Yeah.
I think it's Paul George. Because as much as the whole Carmelo dysfunction and Russell Westbrook shooting too much last year held the Thunder back, Paul George wasn't right.
Yeah.
This is the best version of Paul George we've seen.
Since he broke his leg.
Even before he broke his leg, he wasn't playing like this.
Yeah.
Right now, you can make a case that he's the unquestioned best two-way player in the league.
For sure.
So I really do think that he's the most improved player because there was a point in time where the Thunder were in contention for a 1 seed. He was in the MVP conversation.
Yep.
I think he's the most improved player, and that's really all there is to it.
All right, what do you think about that, Mike?
Yeah, as far as my MVP goes, I gotta agree. Giannis. I mean, simply put, best player on the best team. It's definition of an MVP. He's an absolute beast on the court. I think that award is his beyond a doubt. As far as Rookie of the Year, I think I gotta go with Trae Young. If you see what his numbers have looked like in the latter part of this season, he's been on fire, and he's taken a team in Atlanta that previously wasn't really doing too much, and I think he's taken them to the next level. And as far as my most improved, I gotta go with D'Angelo Russell. If you look at his numbers from last year compared to this year, it's night and day. And he got his first All-Star selection, worth noting. And I mean, Nets are in the playoffs now, and he's a big reason behind that.
Brooklyn's back, baby.
Yeah, Brooklyn's back, baby. So for that reason, I got to go with him.
I like your pick, though. I have to go with MVP Giannis, so I guess we can all agree who's the best player in the league right now.
It's been decreed, yeah.
Rookie of the Year, I think it's Luka. I think Trae has put up a fight for Rookie of the Year, but the thing is, Luka has been playing good all year. It doesn't matter how well you play in the second half. It's all about you have to take in all the games. So I think it's important. And then lastly, I do like your D'Angelo Russell pick for most improved, but that's who I actually want to be selected for most improved. I think that they will go with Pascal Siakam. He's a very unknown player in the league. Probably not many people will know who he is, or they may know who he is now if he wins the award. But last year he was averaging, I believe, 7 points a game. Now he's averaging 17 points. He had 3 rebounds a game last year. Now he's got 7, and he had no assists basically. Now he's got 3. So he's definitely proven himself and put himself in that 6-man position to be worth in the discussion, for sure. That's all the time we have for today, though, guys. So thanks again for joining on the show today and talking some sports. I always love doing it. Anyways, thanks again for joining us today, guys, and be sure to tune in next week for this next week's episode of The Locker Room.